Hello, this is James Rogers with iSource.com, and today we're going to take a look at the Logitech Ultrathin keyboard folio for the iPad Air. This is one of the first handful of keyboard cases that have been released for the Air, along with Zag Folio, the Targus VersaView, and a couple of models from Belkin. As you can see, this borrows a lot from previous Logitech designs. Case folds up like so and has a rubberized exterior on both sides. The feel is good in the hand. It's a little thicker than the Zag Folio. Definitely a synthetic feel, but the thicker material, as you can see here, does provide a little more drop protection than some of the competitors. The case is held closed by two magnets in the corners. Unfortunately, those magnets do not offer the auto sleep and wake function of the iPad, so you will have to remember to turn your iPad off when you put it back in the case. And as you can see, because the sides are exposed, there's not really a lot of ports and cutouts in this particular case. You have one for the camera here, and then you have a secondary button here for the sleep button, since it's covered by this rail that holds the iPad. And again, that's how your iPad fits into this case. It just slides into these two rails, and the rest of the iPad moves freely. Again, Logitech used a magnet for attachment in keyboard mode as well, so when we place the iPad down, it's locked in place, so much so that I can pick the combination up and shake it, and it doesn't break free. So it's a very solid grip that you got there, very secure. Now the only negative is that when you're touching the iPad, because of the synthetic material, it does have a little bit of give, and there's only one viewing angle here. Other than maybe manipulating this back a little bit, there's only one position that it locks in, unlike the Zag Folio that has an adjustable hinge. As far as device protection, while the sides are free, you can see that the material does hang over the sides and does provide a good bit of protection. It's not exactly waterproof. Obviously, liquids can get in here. It doesn't fully enclose the sides of the iPad, but as far as drop protection, it's pretty solid. One other feature to note, there is a stylus loop, although its positioning is a little funky because when you put the case out in keyboard mode, your stylus is going to be touching whatever surface you're typing on and could possibly get in the way. It's also a little on the small side. One other viewing angle that's available, you can also put the iPad down and view it flat, or this works quite well for just holding and using the iPad in portrait mode without you having to take it out of the case, which is a feature that most of the other keyboard cases do not offer. Now, this particular case does not have some of the bells and whistles like the Zag Folio's backlit keys and the Targus VersaView's ability to switch over to portrait mode, but one thing this keyboard does have is an amazing keyboard. It's definitely the best that I've tried. As you can see here, the keys have great spacing. They're quite large. And one of the ways that Logitech accomplished this is by taking out dedicated keys for tab and caps lock and using that extra width to actually just make a much longer keyboard with larger keys. And you also see that taken advantage of in key spacing. The keys are spaced very nicely, very evenly. As far as typing experience, it's by far the best. As good as the others can be, the Zag, the one I personally own and use, is just not quite as good as the Logitech when it comes to typing performance. You give up a few features here, but overall, if keyboard quality or device protection are your main priorities, then this is probably the best keyboard case choice for you for the iPad Air. Once again, this is Logitech's Ultrathin keyboard folio for the iPad Air, retails for $99.